Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
Me name be Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
We're playing Pirate Borg.
Arr.
It's a delightful little game.
Sounds fun. Kyle, you okay?
I'm fine.
Jeez.
It was written by Luke Stratton.
All right.
With public domain images from the British Library and Reich Museum. It's a second printing. This is also published by Free League, a Swedish company.
If you're wondering why Kyle is so chill and serene, it's because he knows he's about to murder each and every one of us.
Punishment
and
comes.
that is his
Yes.
happy place.
Yes.
Yes. Free League also released Morkborg,
Yeah.
which is what this is based on.
So Pirate Borg is a OSR style game. I mean, it uses very simple rules based on early D&D. You roll a D20. If you roll well enough, you do things. If you don't, you don't. But it takes place in the dark Caribbean. This is the time period is, roughly 1600s. Things have gone wrong. The dead do not stay dead. All the Mesoamericans have disappeared. No one knows why. Probably they moved away because it became infested with undead, but that's just my theory. And there's still the English, the Spanish, the French fighting over everything, and pirates, and blood magic, and all sorts of fun stuff. Necromancy. Characters tend to have low hit points. Weapons do pretty significant damage. It's pretty lethal. Let's talk about characters.
Let's do it.
Austin, what do you got over there?
Well, my name's Rick Arlen. I'm a one-armed drummer on board the pirate ship.
And you wonder why I don't want your characters to live.
I'll sacrifice myself right now. It's fine.
I am of the swashbuckler class, so I have a specific fighting style, which is scallywag.
Well, let's talk about what's important. What kind of hat did you get?
Well, I got a bandana.
Yeah, we rolled randomly for everything, I think, and
you
for
roll
the most
randomly.
part. Yeah.
You roll randomly for hat. So my background is as a chef. My distinctive flaw is impulsive. I also have an idiosyncrasy of trickster, which makes me think I once poisoned an entire ship's crew as like a prank. And that's why my item of importance are the broken manacles from when I was put in the brig. I had to chew my way out. That's why I have one arm. But I did keep my drum. For those who did listen to the session zero, my worst roll of the day was figuring out what my hit points were. So in his one act of benevolence for this entire session, Kyle let me re-roll for my HP. So I have a max HP of 5.
I really regret it. Corey,
Hey,
let's talk about your character.
well, my character is a freak named No Beard Henson. The class I rolled is Zealot, which is like religious.
Yeah.
So he's like a cultist, right?
He's actually a Canaanite. So, and I think I made that up. I don't think I
you
rolled
did
for
too.
that.
I can't see that being on the list of the gods you roll for in the Borg.
No, I definitely did because I looked up old Canaanite gods and randomly found one. My god is Yam, god of the sea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Canaanite was not an option, but worshiping old pagan gods was.
I think you got to pick something like
it was
on your own.
The church, the one true God, the devil, the old pagan gods or something.
And this actually ties in with another game we've recently played because Yam, the god of the sea, was also the god of Emerald from Star Trek. Yam!
Yeah. Well, I mean, his full name is Emerald Lagasse, so he comes from a long line of seafarers.
Right.
Bam!
Does Yam have any special rights that you know of, or is that even recorded in history?
No, you didn't assign me to learn all that.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Next time there will be assigned reading. I didn't even know I could do that.
I'll read the word the word of Yam.
Well, Corey, there's a spot in the character sheet for relics and rituals. I mean, if you'd really done your homework.
Given that the worshippers of Yam have been dead for the better part of 2,000 years, I think you can just make up whatever you want.
I'm gonna.
I mean, and that's also the approach the Southern Baptists take. So
That's true. And if you're a modern follower of Yam, please let us know because that's hilarious.
Yeah, so if you're on yamtreon.com, please.
Promo code YAM.
It'll be
And the reason he's No Beard Henson, he has alopecia, which they just called the smite of hair back in that day or whatever.
The beardless.
the old hair smiter disease.
Right. He's hideously ugly.
Oh, is that like official?
Another thing I rolled for.
Is that canon?
I think
Yeah.
he did roll hideously ugly.
Yeah, he's a habitual procrastinator. The last 3 ships he crewed on sank.
Just a crew full of winners,
Yeah, he does have a spell, though,
right?
which
Zealots?
I rolled at random,
Yeah.
and it was control weather, which I think is pretty damn handy
shit.
for a shipmate. Yeah,
That's definitely going to be one of the better ones you could have
Forgot
got.
about that.
yeah. And he's got other shit. He's got a hat.
Todd, tell us about your, I'm sure, relatively normal character.
My character is the captain of the ship. Mm-hmm. His class is Tall Tale Sentient Animal,
Yes.
and he is a clever monkey named Bubbles.
Todd, Captain Bubbles.
Captain Bubbles. Yes, Captain Bubbles. He has a musket. He's a monkey with a gun.
He has a much better weapon than Austin and I think.
That's why he's the captain.
Right, exactly. Nobody else had a gun.
That's the only reason. But Todd's not alone.
Oh no, we'll get to that. He's got some equipment. He's got a backpack. He's got a lantern. He's got a bottle of fine rum.
Sure.
His background is soldier. He has a tactical mind. He is a cheater, though. That's one of his flaws.
That's why he's so tactical.
The monkey was in the army at some point.
Sure.
Just standing in the ranks, a
Well,
little monkey.
Navy.
That's why
Kyle.
he survived, because everyone else was
Kyle.
taller and got shot.
Kyle, it is not that far-fetched. If you'll remember, this is historical record. George W. Bush wanted to send monkeys into Iran. Iraq. I'm sorry.
No, it's probably Iran.
Wherever. But
You know.
George W. Bush wanted soldier monkeys. Look it up.
There was a bear in the Polish army in World War II, I think.
Sure. His appearance, he is gaunt and frail.
He's a
Sure.
sick monkey.
Sick monkey.
None of you are at the top
With
of
a
health.
gun.
Yeah.
He likes to collect things, and the things he collects are his friends, and he talks to them on a regular basis. But the absolute most precious thing that he owns is a jar of dried jellyfish dust that is his best friend that he calls Tim Tim.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
He has
same.
also already died once. However, hell did not want him, so he came back
As a monkey.
as a monkey with a gun.
I love it when there's one character that makes the other two weirdos seem normal.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that was all rolled random, too.
it was.
Yeah, the random tables in Pirate Borg are phenomenal.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's basically like 6 kind of basic ones. And then if you roll the 6 on the D6, shit gets wild.
Pretty much every time.
Yeah, we didn't roll on it, but I'm pretty sure you can be an undead pirate randomly.
You can.
Yeah, for sure.
You can
Absolutely.
have you can have vampirism.
Skeleton, lots
yeah.
of things.
So the attributes, let's talk about those real quick because those are a little bit different than I think even our Morkborg session was. Instead of having any kind of rank, we are only classified in terms of pluses and minuses. We've got plus ones, minus ones, and zeros mostly. If we rolled really high or really low on something, it might be plus or minus 2, but I really doubt that happened.
For instance, Bubbles, his strength is a -2, which frail and gaunt monkey, sure.
well.
His presence is a -3.
Oh my God.
Again, scrawny monkey.
Great captain.
His toughness is -2, and his spirit is a -3.
He's no cham.
No.
Oh, okay. I was looking at my character sheet and I thought, God, I really rolled shitty this time, but I was incorrect.
However, he does have a +2 for agility.
Well, makes sense.
So he can run at any time.
He can run and fire his musket as he's running, which is the test you have to take in order to be a captain.
Yeah, that's the first test.
Yeah.
No Beard Henson is mostly zeros and -1s and everything. He's got a +2 in spirit, which makes sense for his
Yeah.
religiousness.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm 0 for everything except toughness, which is a -1, and strength, which is a +1.
And let's talk about your ship briefly. You
Oh,
do
yes.
have one. I'll let you roll randomly for it.
Yeah, we lucked out because you can have like 2 planks tied together. I think is the lowest roll.
Yeah, there was a raft, a canoe,
Yeah.
a rowboat.
We lucked out. We got a brigantine. We rolled pretty good for that one, which is a full-on sailing vessel.
Yeah.
So that means we have a crew. Our ship has hit points. We have crew skills. We have weapons for our boat and everything. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
You guys have a honest to goodness pirate ship.
Yes. And the name of our ship is the Prophet. And that is not like a religious thing. It is PROFFITT, which we named after Kurt Russell's character in Overboard. Being Prophet. When we thought of a sailor, we immediately thought of
That's what I think of.
Kurt Russell.
It was either that or the Ron.
Yes.
Oh, also a good one.
The Ron. Why did we? God damn it! Hold on, we can still fix the session 0.
Nobody's heard this
We'll
yet.
do some ADR. We'll fix this.
This session 0 will be, let's name it The Ron. To bone up for this, I'm watching a lot of pirate stuff on the History Channel.
Oh.
And there were a lot more aliens involved in the pirate era.
Well, it's history, Kyle.
Yeah, than what I expected. I just a lot. I mean, 1 or 2 I get, but well, the rules are really complex, as I said earlier. No, not at all. They're very simple. Player characters have strength, agility, presence, toughness, and spirit. Those are their abilities. When they want to do anything, they make a test using one of those. They roll a d20, add their ability modifier if they have one. And if they roll over the difficulty rating, which could range from 6 to 18, then they succeed. If they don't, then they fail. Creatures generally don't have abilities. They just roll a d20, and if they get over the difficulty rating, they succeed. If not, they fail. And initiative, you roll a d6. On a 1 through 3, enemies go first, 4 to 6, the PCs go. Critical's a natural 20, fumble's a 1. If you fumble a black powder weapon, which that really only applies to the monkey. If it happens to the monkey's musket... he rolls a d6. It could be backfire, broken, or both.
Well, and we also have shanties. We should say that.
Yes.
We sing them every time we get together at the Monkey's Musket in Tortuga.
That'd be a pretty good name for a bar, the Monkey's Musket. But the rules in the game, the crew has shanties they can sing, and they can only, like, Todd, what is Bubbles' spirit?
It's a -3, Kyle.
Okay, so they can only sing one of these a day.
Okay.
But the shanty has a specific effect. So, for example, I think you guys have Fire Down Below.
Yes, we have fire down below and 15 men on a dead man's chest.
Right. So, for example, Fire Down Below, if they sing that, if the ship is on fire, the fire goes out and they heal D6 hit points. Is that right, Austin?
I don't know. You work here.
Yeah, and I mean, those are the rules. It's a very simple rule system. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Are you ready for some Mork Borgen, but piratey?
Arr.
You are in Dread Tortuga, the most infamous pirate haven in the Caribbean.
Tortuga is Spanish for turtle.
Oh, thank you.
It's way more turtles than we had in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There's a tortoise outside the bar.
Oh.
Of course, you're in a bar. Mostly, Tortuga is brothels, inns, bars, and general supply stores that are, buying all of the booty that the pirates bring in. Because, pirates, they want gold, but unless they are fortunate enough to rob a Spanish treasure ship, which those don't sail all the time, if they're raiding other ships, they're generally stealing things like rum or sugar or timber, manufactured goods from the Americas. And you got to turn those over. So lots of fences, lots of goods purveyors in Tortuga running, quote-unquote, legitimate businesses. You guys are in a tavern on the Tortugan waterfront. It's a tropical downpour, middle of the day. The tavern is called the Gilded Parrot. It doesn't have a sign. It just has this brass parrot that's tarnished and verdigris hanging out front. It smells like stale beer, tobacco smoke. You're around a table with a famous pirate, easily the most famous you've ever met, Travis Duria, a.k.a. Old Mr. Bilge.
Oh.
Of course, based on Patreon member Travis Duria.
Thank you, Travis.
And if we're saying that your last name wrong, I apologize. But old Mr. Bilge is fallen on hard times. He's a cloaked figure, emaciated. I mean, he's a pirate in the golden age of piracy. None of them were exactly eating well. But he has a makeshift peg leg and a hook, and of course an eye patch, because he's a famous pirate. And he has been trying to goad you guys into helping him find his lost treasure map. Arr, it's easy. You'll be back in a jiff. It's just a slight bit of danger.
Forgive me for speaking out of turn. However, I know you, Mr. Bilge. You've been around. You've lost a hand. You've lost a leg. You've lost an eye. But still, I'm kind of attached to all three of those on me monkey body.
Well, I lost a nut in St. Croix.
Well, Captain Bubbles, I respect your opinion more than I do any other scallywag swinging his dick around here, Tortuga.
Well, I ain't got a lick of hair, and I ain't got time for this. What are you paying us, buddy?
I'll split me treasure with you.
I'm religious.
I'll go to church.
It means give us twice as much.
Will you come on Wednesdays, too?
I don't...
Sundays and Wednesdays.
Welcome. I'll do that every once in a while on a special occasion.
The third pirate slams his fist on the table and says, "Yeah, I am Rick Garland, and I will go on this quest for you."
All right. I'm talking to Captain Bubbles, but okay. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Well, we're his counsel.
Yeah, you and me, I identify with you because you're missing a hand, and I have a drumstick for this arm over here.
Yeah, damn it.
Look, we will undertake this search for ye treasure map, Mr. Bilge. However, if what you are telling us turns out to be a ruse, we will never forgive ye, and we will come back and take your other limbs plus your eye.
Why would I want the treasure. It's no ruse.
I am a monkey. I am naturally paranoid.
Is that true?
I don't think that's a thing, okay?
Hey, let's stop creaming each other's corn for a minute.
Good Lord.
Get down to the brass tacks, you son of a a-hole.
Here's the long and short of it. The old ship's doctor, he stole me map. It's magic. It's a magic map. I had a witch make it, so I could always find me treasure. After I get hit with a cannonball one time, my memory, she don't work so well. But the witch's map, it works. Now the problem is, Doctor, he and his mutineers, they were going to go get the treasure for themselves. Only they ran into a bit of trouble up at Whale's graveyard, and they're all dead now. So the map's on his body. All you got to do is go get him and bring it back.
Aye, so we're finding this map on the doctor's dead body.
No, it's on his body, on account of it being magic.
Arg, are you saying that his body be the map?
Aye.
And he is buried in the whale's graveyard.
Oh, not so much buried.
What is he, floating? What the fuck?
Well, it's a whale's graveyard, lad.
So he's just kind of sitting there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's probably bits and pieces of him here and there.
Hey, I didn't become a pirate to do no jigsaw puzzling.
Yeah, is this gonna be some damn Horcrux? 'Cause I ain't got time. I gotta be at church.
Look, the magic's only gonna last a week if we
I gotta
don't...
go to Yamdy school.
Yeah, gotcha. What?
AMD.
Wow. I'm sorry. Look, we gotta get him back and get the map, because if we don't complete it in a week, the magic's gonna be gone, and then my treasure's gone forever.
All right, I will sail me ship, the brigantine Prophet, into the whale's graveyard with me faithful crew, and we will bring ye back this map and split the treasure with ye.
Sounds good.
There's just one thing I need to do before we shake on it all gentlemanly like. I need to consult with me best friend.
One of these two, I suppose.
Well, you would think so.
Nope. Bubbles takes out his jar of dried jellyfish dust, and he says, "What do ye think, Tim? Should we help Mr. Bilge?" And he puts his ear up to the jar.
Hi! I like Mr. Bilge.
Yes.
I love old Mr. Bilge. I think he's got good ideas.
Oh my god.
All right, Tim.
Yeah. Hey, what about later, me and you, we're going to go out. I could use some sauerkraut. I don't know about you, but
Arr,
that just sounds good to me right now.
Yes, Tim, we will go get ye the sauerkraut after we find the map for Mr. Bilge. Thank you for your consultation and your friendship. You are me matey.
All right. Hey, what are these other two jokers? I like the cut of their jib. That's a sailing term.
Kyle, I'd like to stop playing this game. It's upsetting to me. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I'll talk to my fucking therapist later about it, but this is upsetting.
Hi!
Hey,
welcome.
Tim, remember, you are always me first mate.
Sure, that'll last. Just until I find a new host. No, we're best friends.
Tim says, aye, we will help find ye treasure map.
Arr.
Avaya, to the sea we go then.
God, Lord, this is wilder than Myrtle Beach.
So all that is agreeable to old Mr. Builds. He tells you that the whale's graveyard is a cove near St. Augustine in Florida, that cursed land,
Oh, dear God.
which of course at this time is controlled by the Spanish.
Thought we'd go somewhere exotic and pretty like the ocean, but we're going to Florida.
Well, it's also, it's in a cove near St. Augustine,
I get it. This is the dark Caribbean.
packed with dead whales and dead humans that are definitely not undead. Neither are the whales. So you guys are in Tortuga now, which is some distance from St. Augustine. We'll assume that your ship is adequately provisioned. Is there anything you guys are going to do before you leave Tortuga?
I mean, I do have a little bit of silver. Is there a store where we could find more equipment before we go?
Yeah, of course. There's lots of shops and people selling things at Tortuga.
Yeah, because No Beard Henson currently has a backpack, and inside of that backpack is a hammer and nails and a fishing rod.
What's your weapon?
It's a belaying pin, which I think is just a hunk of wood.
It is?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's a big list of armor and equipment and weapons you can buy. What are you guys looking for?
Bubbles is looking for a satin pillow upon which Tim can ride the high seas on, and some sauerkraut for Tim.
Oh, well.
And I currently have a small sword, and I'd like to see if I can either upgrade that or maybe get a weapon for me missing arm.
And I would like to get something better than a hunk of wood.
Okay. So let's focus on what's important. Todd, the satin pillow.
Yes.
We're going to say that's equivalent to a small chest. It comes with, there's a satin pillow in the chest that
Yes.
you can carry Tim in. That's 20 silver.
That's a bargain for, I mean, anything for Tim.
And the merchant throws in a barrel of sauerkraut on the house.
Hell yeah.
Now, Austin,
How much does it cost to get a rapier, like a saber sword?
30 silver.
Sold American.
Corey, you wanted more than a belaying pin. What about a broken bottle?
That would be better. Literally, belaying pin is the 1 out of 10. When you roll a D10, I rolled a 1 and got a fucking belaying pin.
Okay. Would you like a whale bone?
How sharp.
Sharpish.
One sharp.
Okay, so are we
One sharp damage. No, you get a boarding axe, scimitar, broadsword. What kind of weapon do you want? You can also get a gun, by the way.
Actually, this fits with the religious. I'd like a cat of 9 tails.
Perfect.
15 silver.
Okay, sold.
They have a 10-foot reach and do D4 damage.
Yes. I'm going to scourge Christ.
You guys set out from Tortuga in fair weather. The rain cleared off. You raise the sails of the brigantine. The crew is moving around at the orders of the first mate.
What? The jar of powder?
Yep, that's right. Tim.
He's just screaming at them. Hey, do sailor stuff. Grab that rope. I don't know what it does. Pull it. So after a while of going off course, Captain Bubbles takes direct control and you start to get underway.
Rick Arlen's standing off to the side, playing his drum with that one arm.
So who is navigating? I assume Captain Bubbles.
Yes.
So making way to Florida, St. Augustine, it's not the simplest thing in the world, but it's something all of you have done as seasoned mariners.
Arg, Mr. Henson, why don't you say a prayer for a good journey to St. Augustine?
I ain't got time for all that, and y'all don't even love yam. Not like you should. You don't come on Wednesdays. Good Lord. Y'all leave your Christmas trees up till February. Idiots.
Well, I tell you what, since I'm playing the drum anyway, why don't we all sing a shanty and bring some luck to the crew?
Drums is a sin.
Probably.
Ain't no skinned instruments. That's fucked up. Dear Lord Almighty.
Oh, he only approves of gourd instruments.
No, he insists we all sing a cappella.
So it is going to be a routine test, difficulty 8, to navigate to St. Augustine. That is going to be a presence test of your command skills, essentially.
Well, Bubbles' presence is a -3.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Oh, well, here's what we can do. File that under shit that's not my problem.
Perhaps Tim has a better presence.
Tim would just roll a d20 because he's a creature.
Sure. Okay, so I'm rolling a d20.
Now, do we have a crew skill that would modify this roll as well?
Nope. We surely don't.
Okay.
It's
So-
+0.
Okay.
Now, yeah, if you want Tim to take over, he will do his best. Now, you have better odds with Tim, but the failure will be much worse for Tim than it would be for Captain Bubbles. So, Tim or Captain Bubbles?
Captain Bubbles.
Okay, so at -3. Difficulty 8. DR8.
That's an 11 -3, and that is 8.
That's exactly what you needed.
Nice.
Good job, Captain. I worship you now.
Over the next few days, you make your way north, sailing along the coast of Florida.
Ugh.
It's quite tranquil and wild in this era. That you do pass the occasional Spanish fishing village. You see some Spanish coastal
Get down, there's a DeSantis.
Coast Guard, but no one troubles you. And as you get closer to St. Augustine, the shipping traffic does increase, as do the signs of predators like yourselves. You see the occasional hook. Now, are you guys going to try to just go straight to the whale graveyard, or are you going to go into St. Augustine itself?
I say we go straight there.
Yeah, I say we go straight
Let's
to
roll
the
for it.
whale
Roll
graveyard.
D2. Let's go random. Let's stick with the
Yeah.
spirit of the game here.
Okay, 2, we go straight there. That's a 2.
Okay.
You avoid St. Augustine, sail past it, and head to where old Mr. Bilge indicated the whale graveyard would be. It is a cove north of the city, and the smell hits you before you see it. It's full of corpses, whale corpses, and bodies. There's numerous ruined shipwrecks littering this area. You don't see anyone living. Lots of seagulls, and the occasional shark fin popping up out of the water to drag something down. Everything is rotting. More than one crew member is noisily throwing up over the side of the ship. So, somewhere in here is the body of the doctor with the map on his body. That leads to old Mr. Bilge's treasure. What is your plan to find it?
So it stands to reason this guy's probably at the bottom of the ocean somewhere around here, or in the bay, or what have you.
Old Mr. Bilge is convinced he's in the whale graveyard in the bay with all the whale corpses and human corpses. And the waves are pushing everything in, so he probably wouldn't have been out to sea.
Okay. So I guess we need to do some diving.
You need to find him some way, yeah. He could be one of the corpses floating on the surface. He could have been dragged down. Now, it is a bay close to on a budding land, so it's not 50 fathoms down.
Do we have any idea what type of person we're looking for here?
A doctor.
Oh, okay, so his glasses on.
See, he has a stethoscope.
Spectacles. Yeah.
It's a stethoscope around his neck.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there are rules for holding your breath.
Thank you for preemptively looking those up.
So you can hold your breath for 1 plus toughness minutes.
Lord.
A minimum of 1 minute. So if you have a -3 toughness, it doesn't. You just you can still hold your breath.
You can't swim.
And half that when you're under physical duress. Minimum of 30 seconds. So after that, test toughness difficulty rating 12 each round, or lose 1 hit point. You drown at 0.
So I say we break up into search parties. Somebody can search the floating corpses on top. Someone can take the depths of the sea below. And I'm going to play my drum.
I don't want to get in that water. That's nastier than the gas station tanning bed right there. Isn't gross, and I don't like it, yam, damn it.
It does look bad.
Well, I'm down for taking a dive in the ocean.
Tim says, go right ahead.
I'm going to stand on the side of the ship and poke things with sticks at the dead people that are floating.
Okay, so 2 strategies so far. Diving down to look.
Yep.
Poking dead things with sticks.
Yeah, I'll flip them over to see if there's a map on them.
Yeah. Old Mr. Bilge did seem to indicate that it would be obvious once you found the map. It is arcane and somewhat noticeable.
First of all, this doctor just recently went after the treasure, correct?
Yes.
All right. So we do know that it wouldn't be one of the old shipwrecks laying around. This would be relatively easy to spot as something that was recently foundered.
That is a logical hypothesis.
All right. So then that's where Rick Arlen is going to go looking.
And I won't poke the bloated ones.
Good idea.
Signs. Lord Signs.
So, Austin, if you're looking for the latest shipwreck, you can use your presence.
Okay. My presence is 0. First of all, tell me how Devil's Luck works. So we set this up. We each rolled for Devil's Luck points, and we also have a die associated with them. Now, I assume that means that we just get to add whatever that die is onto our roll.
No. You should have, if you had a die, that would be probably what you would roll to see how many Devil's Luck points you get. You can spend a Devil's Luck point to either deal max damage with 1 attack, reroll any die, lower one test difficulty by 4, neutralize a crit or a fumble, or lower damage dealt to you by d6.
Gotcha. Okay.
You get your Devil's Luck points back after resting at least 6 hours.
All right. So then I'm just making a d20 roll.
This should be easy even for a landlubber, so that's difficulty rating 6.
Okay. Hey, it's a 7.
Okay, and Corey, you're poking things with the stick.
That's correct. Kyle, thank you.
This is more of a test of your willpower to keep doing it, because inevitably some of them are going to burst a little, let out some gore.
Okay.
It's not the most pleasant thing, so that is going to be a test of your spirit.
Okay. Well, I got +2 in spirit.
This is pretty simple. You're poking things with a stick, so I'm going to say it's difficulty 8.
Okay.
Religion.
I got spirit in me, damn it. That's a 9.
You guys are just getting it by the skin of your teeth.
As long as we're getting it.
So, Austin, the most recent shipwreck is a frigate. It was ripped in half, but you could tell just from the sails of the paint that it's newest. One half is gone. You have no idea where it is. The other half is run aground.
Okay.
So it is not underwater, though some small portion of it is submerged in the bay. Corey, this is really going to be a test of endurance at this point. You have a good technique. You haven't found the map yet, but you're going to be here a minute. There's a lot of bodies.
Sure.
All right. So I would like to search the submerged portion of the frigate.
Okay. Now, it is on land. Your boat, the Brigantine, the Prophet, is pushing through this mass of corpses. Lots of bodies bouncing off the hull.
So Rick exchanges his the drumstick attached to his arm with like a scuba flipper.
And you're going to swim.
They have those.
You're going to swim across the corpse bay to the ship?
I'd like to just walk across the corpses until I get to the...
Dear Lord.
Okay. So...
No, whatever's going to be. I can slip beneath them all and swim up to the submerged portion of the ship.
You know what? I'll say that there's a huge whale corpse
Okay.
that you could theoretically jump out on and waddle across to get to the wrecked ship that you want to go to.
Perfect.
This is going to be difficulty 14.
Okay.
Agility.
Agility. Okay. That's also a 0. Oh, 17.
He glides like Legolas dismounting an elephant across the whale corpse.
You know what? As often as we reference scanners, I think we reference Legolas on an oliphant more.
So while running across the whale, your feet fortunately don't manage to poke any massive holes in the rotting carcass and thereby entrap yourself for the sharks to get to.
Yes, light-footed, just like Romania.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The legendary light-footedness of the Romanians.
Fred Astaire was Romanian.
I'm pretty, but Nadio Comaneci. Yes.
Also not the first time that's come up.
Rick Armless jumps off the whale.
Hey.
Rick Arlen jumps off the whale, runs across the sand, gets into this ruined frigate, is searching there. Meanwhile, No Beard is poking corpses. What is Captain Bubbles doing during this burst of activity? The rest of the crew is, most of them are just doing what No Beard is doing, because that's easy and they're lazy pirates.
Bubbles is talking to another one of his friends that he has collected over the years. He's like, "Arr, look at Arlen gliding across the surface of that whale corpse. I thought you would want to see this, Mr. Foot." And it's just a foot.
Got it. Huh. Interesting.
Nice. So, over the next night, No Beard and the crew are poking corpses. Arland searches the most recent wreck. It's it takes him a while. There's bodies in it. The smell is disgusting. And you do find part of a corpse that you think could be a doctor. He's in a operating apron with some of the tools of a doctor in his belt, covered in blood. But unfortunately, you only found the top half. And there's no map on that part.
Yeah, yes, I just found the apron and the pince nez.
No, I mean, you found the top half of his body.
Yeah.
Just everything from the rib cage down is gone.
Ah.
So, Austin, you might be able to find some clues on the body as to what happened.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm going to guess he died.
Yeah, you think it was a car wreck. Yeah. Or it could have been something to do with the broken off shark teeth embedded in his spine.
Gluten allergy, I see.
Gets us all, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just inevitable. Those shark tooth gluten allergies.
So Rick sticks his head up out of the the half-submerged part of the ship and says, "Hey, no beard. We should stop poking corpses and start poking sharks."
Well, that's good because we done run out all the good sticks.
So this shark ate the half of him that's got the map, I assume, embedded in his skin or some shit. So we're probably looking for a shark that's like cursed or some shit.
It's got to be on his ass because a lower portion, right? Ass map.
Well,
Is that what we're dealing with, Cole?
ask yourself this.
Yes.
What kind of show are we?
It's an ass map.
Mr. Henson, perhaps ye can pray to the god Yam and see if he can give us some indication of which of these sharks be carrying the ass.
I done been doing that. Cole, my ritual as a follower of Yam is I can control the weather. How does that work exactly?
So you test your spirit against DR10. If you succeed, you can change the direction of the wind. If you succeed by 5 or more, you can conjure or repel precipitation. If you crit, you can lightning strike an enemy.
Oh, wow.
If you fumble, you get struck by lightning.
What
Okay.
are you wanting to do?
Well, I'm wanting to kind of blow everything kind of tsunami-like towards the shore so we can kind of like fish and all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Aye, matey, 'tis a good plan. Even Mr. Foot said so, and he's a contrary bastard.
So I would say you could change the direction of the wind to blow into the bay directly with one test. And then I'd let you do a second one just to increase the intensity of the wind enough to beach everything. So it'd be 2 tests,
Okay. Both D10.
both D10,
Okay.
with your modifier from your spirit, whatever that is.
That's a +2. That's an 8.
Okay, roll the second one. Because this is all happening concurrently from the Yam's rituals.
Yeah, he's just up there, like just flailing.
Just like a Robert Tilden stream of speaking in tongues.
It's full on snake handling bullshit. That's a 7.
I appreciate you failing both of them.
Shit.
Yam hears your prayers, and in his benevolence, he does change the direction of the wind, and he does make it strong enough to blow everything in the bay up on the beach, which includes your ship. And he also strikes you with lightning just because.
God damn it. That damn Yams, he's more ornery than my nephew Joshua.
Now, it's not going to hit you directly. It's going to hit the boat. The boat takes 4 damage from lightning. How many hit points does the boat have?
40.
Well, we're going to roll some more D6s.
That's
Jesus.
what I figured.
Hey, come
That's
on.
another 4
It's just a little lightning.
and 1. And you hear a voice on the wind. I am Yam!
All right, Yam, damn it. Acting crazier than that orange cat lives underneath my porch.
Yam!
Yeah, Yam off.
Thor's a real dick!
I'm going to find a new lord.
Arg, the yam giveth and the yam taketh away.
Yam, damn it.
So
Yam!
the
No, we get it.
The prophet is run aground. The large masses of this water in the bay are blown up onto land with the sharks and the corpses, the broken wreckages. It's now this swampy morass
And Rick.
spread out across hundreds of square feet. The stench is somehow worse because all the really rotten stuff on the bottom of the bay was pushed up, and there's just this ankle-deep putrescence everywhere. It's the middle of the night. Fortunately, the moon is high and full, so you can see fairly well.
I think it's time for Captain Bubbles to test his agility.
Okay.
He has a lantern.
Are you going to go look for the shark with the ass map in it?
He absolutely is. His agility is +2. And his lantern lasts for, he has D6 hours of oil, which means I roll a D6 to see how many hours of oil he has in the lamp, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I roll a D6 first. That is 4. So he has 4 hours of oil.
Pretty good.
Please hurry. This smells like when we took pilgrimage to France.
I never send a man to do a monkey's job. Come on, Tim. Let's go a sharking.
So that's going to be difficulty 12 to find the shark that ate the ass map.
That is a 7.
Well,
Captain Bubbles with his lantern and Tim jumps down from the Prophet and is springing from dry land to dry land, sometimes from sort of dry corpse to dry corpse, clambers up on top of this whale, and speared on the broken mast of one of the wrecks, one of the hulks, is this great white shark. Its guts have been ripped open, and hanging out of it is half of a person. One of the feet is caught in the rib cage, and on it you can see these glowing points of light on the butt, and it's a star map. The problem is that all of the dead bodies that are around this hulk. Remember, this is the shark impaled on the mast. Hanging from the shark is the ass map, which means it's hanging in midair. And all the zombies around it are starting to get up from.
zombies,
get up. Yeah.
you say, Kyle.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
The bodies are moving and going. "Rrr." Perhaps it's the magic of the map. Perhaps just Yam being a fun guy.
That SOB Yam, I tell you, he stole my nickel and gave me a pickle on this one.
Yam.
This is still looking like pilgrimage to France.
So, what are you guys gonna do?
I'd like to go home now, Kyle.
Well, Rick's in the middle of this shit, so I assume he starts hacking.
Well, it's not the one. It's not the ship. The shark was not impaled by the ship you were on. There's multiple wrecks.
No, but I was still in the water and washed ashore, so I assume I'm somehow in the middle of this.
Well, think of it this way. If the map is the epicenter of where the dead are rising as zombies, and it's spreading out slowly,
Of course.
so it hasn't quite reached to where you are.
Gotcha.
yet.
Okay.
Let me tell you what Captain Bubbles is going to do. Captain Bubbles is going to sacrifice some of his best friends. Not Tim. However,
Hi, good call.
yeah, Captain Bubbles is going to reach into his backpack, and he is going to grab Mr. Foot, Mr. Hand, Mr. Head, Mr. Stomach.
Hold on a second. How many friends do you have in your backpack?
Well, he has up to 10 items.
Oh, dear God.
And there's a dude in there.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And so he's going to throw all. He's like, you've been good friends to me, mateys, but the time has come to pay the ultimate sacrifice to show me your friendship. And he just starts chucking body parts out of his backpack towards the zombies.
Chumming the zombie scene.
Yes.
So can Rick take advantage of this distraction to try and maneuver his way through the undead?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure. So you're just going for the map, I guess?
Yes, I will leap across the bodies and jump up onto the mast and grab the ass map.
All right. Agility.
Okay, that's a 0. That's a 16. What'd I need?
Well, it was just going to be normal for a pirate.
Cool.
Difficulty 12. Happens all the time.
They're used to prancing across
Yeah.
the living
They're
undead.
literally, you can't sail across the Pacific without bumping into an ass map every few miles.
To this day.
Austin, what's it look like when he somehow gets this ass map out of the shark hanging from the mast?
So you know how kids just can't help but jump and just slap the top of a doorway whenever they walk through one? It kind of just looks like a real snatch and grab job where he just kind of leaps from a big pile of these corpses and just you hear the wet slap of hand meeting ass as he kind of grabs the lower torso of this dead body. But he kind of tumbles back into the dead bodies because he only has one arm and it's holding onto an ass.
Occasionally on the show, you hear phrases you never thought you would.
Hand me the gas. Yeah, that was nice.
So Arlen manages to get the map and what it's connected to. Gets down, gets to his feet, heading back to the Prophet. Captain Bubbles is heading back to the Prophet.
Yes.
Ropes are being dropped down by the crew. But unfortunately, the ship is still beached, and now there's a horde of zombies advancing toward it because the zombies have figured out, hey guys, there's a bunch of living people over there, and what do? We eat them. Now, all you guys heard was, but that's essentially what they were saying in zombie. So, to clarify, the number of zombies advancing towards you is an unfightable amount of zombies.
Of course.
And there's also a couple of undead sharks flippering their way through the muck.
I mean, Rick's down.
One of the giant whale corpses rolls over.
So we just need to get off the land. We need to get unbeached. Okay.
I would recommend it. I don't know how you're
let
going
me
to do
get
that.
another damn stick. Push it off.
Yes, nobody call the wind back.
Where's our oarsman? Herc? Get out here and poke it with your damn oar. Where's the ramp corporal? Bloody Mary Hill, where are you at?
One of the zombies looks up at you inquiringly.
Oh, it's Bloody Mary. So I guess the best way to do this, because it's a sailing vessel. There are oars crew, right? Or
No,
what do you call
no.
those?
It is not like a galley where there would be.
Oh,
So it's a sailing vessel.
I don't know. I didn't go to sea school.
That is what they call it.
So you would have some oars on the ship, but not as you would on a galley meant to be rowed by dozens and dozens of rowers.
I have scurvy. Does that help?
So my thinking being, if we had enough like long oars to
Sure.
push us off the shore with the crew, the entirety of the crew, which is
16 people, I believe, is on a brigantine crew.
well, it's a max of 30 and a minimum 15. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think we figured all that shit out.
So, Corey, what do you have left in terms of your yam abilities?
Well, I rolled, so basically like it's a D4 per day plus my spirit, which is +2, which I rolled before we played. And I'm sorry, listeners, we didn't take that riveting audio for you to hear, but I can cast 5 spells.
Oh,
per
damn.
day. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my suggestion. We make a crew roll to drop the sails and come about. And you make a roll to try and bring the wind back. And
Okay.
blow us back out to sea.
Down with that.
Okay. Captain Bubbles is going to organize the crew, I presume.
Arg, with lots of important input from Tim Tim.
Yeah, he's just throwing feces at everybody.
Okay. Could I roll for the crew, for the crew's agility? Is that what that's for, Kyle?
I think this is going to be more of a test of the command ability. And then if the wind comes back, then we can see how well the the crew does on sailing.
Oh, so this is on Captain Bubbles' shoulders initially,
Well,
correct?
All of your shoulders. If any of you fail, you all die.
All right, what does...
No, I'm kidding. So it'll be Bubbles, No Beard, and then Austin rolling for the Prophet's crew.
Okay.
All right, so what am I rolling, Kyle?
I mean, just getting the crew to do the normal ship stuff is routine. That's difficulty 8, presence.
Okay, I have a -3 for presence.
But you've still got a luck, right?
I do. What is my target number again, Kyle?
8.
All right, well, that's an 18 -3, so 15.
This is a trained crew. They get the sails set and the ship ready. They're all wondering how they're going to get off this gore-choked beach as the zombies are starting to clamber up the hull. No Beard hears a little voice. Hey, ready for some yam?
Well, you can't pave this road if you ain't got no tar, so come on.
I don't even know what I guess that's true.
It is.
I like to imagine the worshiper who just continually vilifies and abuses the god he worships.
Look, Yam
bitch.
only has one worshiper. Beggars can't be choosers, Austin.
Right. He got a guy with alopecia.
Hey, you got any offerings? Shut up and give me some gold.
So, Corey, spirit test, difficulty 10. Now remember, you can also spend a devil's luck to lower your difficulty by 4.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I trust Yam, Kyle.
You should trust him.
As you should. If y'all would come to fucking service with me every once in a while. 17.
A powerful wind blows from the west. And since you rolled a 5 over the difficulty, you can actually control precipitation. So you can.
So I'm no seaman. I'm a religious man, but
Sure.
Water good for ships. I would like some rain.
Yeah, it is good.
Especially since we're grounded right now, and it might put some of them old zombie fellers a little further underwater because they're not great swimmers.
It is a torrential downpour. The bay starts filling up as this 100-year flood occurs. Yamifies. Yam likes to say, Yam! The zombies are treading water. The undead sharks are really happy.
Good.
Austin, you want to roll for the crew to get underway? This is the last roll. It's the only thing that could go wrong, and if it fails, you all die.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a roll I should make.
It's difficulty 20.
All right,
No.
so this is agility +1.
Tim believes in you.
So this is easy. This is difficulty 6.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm going to make your bed for you.
Oh, it's a 15.
You are lucky. The prophet beats to sea, leaving the whale graveyard and all the other undead things far behind.
Yes, all praise be to Yam.
As we get out to sea again, Captain Bubbles says, "Arr, I would like to gather the entire crew around me here. Come on, mateys, come about, and I have a special medal I want to bestow upon a certain crew member without whom this could not be done." And he takes out a medal and he puts it around. Tim, we could not have done this without ye.
I think we all saw that one coming.
So, fellas, we have a treasure map. It's on an ass, but we have a treasure map. Do we take it back to Captain Bilgesnot, or do we just follow it and go get some treasure?
Ass a dozen one, but a dozen. Yam speaks. Through me.
I didn't say that.
Chapter 3, verse 1. So, yeah, we have a treasure map. I mean, we don't have to take it back to what's-his-name. We could...
You could betray old Mr. Bilge. Sure.
I'm religious. I can read an ass. Give it to me.
So it's a star map that kind of runs up the left cheek to the back. And of course, navigation at this time is primarily done by reading stars, and it leads to a location on the north coast of Venezuela, which would not have been called Venezuela at this time, but it's Venezuela.
One of Captain Bubbles' distinctive flaws is he's a cheater. So, arg, I say we go get this treasure for ourselves, me mateys. Mr. Bilge can sit in Tortuga and bilge himself to death for all I care. Me and Tim say we go after the booty.
Yeah, I'd rather eat a damn bologna sandwich than deal with that SOB again.
So we cut to old Mr. Bilge sitting in a chair on the docks waiting for the prophet to return to Tortuga, which of course it does not. And in his hand he has a glass bottle, and etched into it, magically, is the other half of the map that the bastards of the prophet have not yet realized they need to find the treasure. But that is for another adventure. We'll end here. This is our brief sojourn into Pirate Borg. We could play this more. So, yeah, we've got some other stuff to work through and a bunch of games. But, this may be the prologue to a Pirate Borg adventure. It probably will be. I don't know. Pirate Borg's pretty cool.
It's fun. I enjoy it. Like, it's Borg, but honestly a little more complicated, which is fun because, like, we didn't even get into a lot of the, like, ship stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to play with the ship rules just because we've never played with any stuff like that. And
well, except for Star
neat.
Trek, it had a little bit, and this is somewhat similar.
Yeah.
So.
It's just as simplistic as Mork Borg. It's just got a little bit more personality and a few more modifiers.
Yeah.
I like the setting a lot more.
I do too.
For
I
sure.
fucking love the pirate setting anyway. I don't know what it is about it. That's my favorite fantasy setting.
Well, I think you're just naturally a thief.
Well,
Well, you know me.
I've always said that.
So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for contributing. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, I'm Kyle.
Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.